You move through your life believing you end where your skin begins. You walk, you breathe, you speak, all from the quiet assumption that there is a solid boundary around you, an invisible line that separates what is you from everything that is not you. But every now and then, in moments too soft to fully notice, something inside you whispers that this boundary might not be real at all. That separation might be nothing more than a temporary story your mind uses to feel safe. And maybe you've felt this. A moment when your emotions didn't feel entirely yours. A moment when someone else's sadness landed in your chest before they said a word. A moment when you sensed a presence in your thoughts just before someone called your name. These moments don't feel foreign. They feel familiar, like a truth you once knew and then slowly forgot. Stay with me for a moment. Something underneath all of this is trying to reveal itself to you. Think about how deeply you can feel another person without trying. You can walk into a room and immediately sense tension. You can look at someone's face and know they're hurting. You can think of someone after months of silence, only to hear from them moments later. You tell yourself it's coincidence, empathy, intuition. But what if it's something much simpler? What if there is no real distance for anything to cross? Most people never notice this, but you have. In subtle ways, you've always known that you're porous, that thoughts, emotions, and energies pass through you like light through water. You've always known that the boundary you defend so fiercely has cracks in it large enough for the world to slip through. And maybe this has scared you. Or maybe, somewhere inside, it has always felt like home. There are people in your life who changed you without touching you. People whose laughter softened something inside you. People whose absence left a shape in your awareness long after they were gone. You carry pieces of them. Their voice, their gestures, their fears, their hope, their shadows. These things didn't stay outside you. They became part of you, as if your inner world was always meant to hold more than just your story. And here's the strange part. You weren't built to be separate. You were built to connect. You were built to feel others from the inside. You were built to absorb the emotional shapes of every person you've ever loved, and even the ones you've only crossed paths with for a moment. Separation is not something you discover. It's something you construct. Every morning you wake up and put the boundary back on, the way someone puts on a familiar mask. But underneath it you are something softer, something larger, something shared. Close your eyes for a moment. Try to feel where you end. Is it at your skin? Or is it where your awareness fades? And where does your awareness actually fade? If you look closely, the edge dissolves. You don't end anywhere. Your thoughts spill outward. The world spills inward. The boundary is more of a suggestion than a truth. If this already feels familiar, don't look away yet. You've noticed this in your relationships. The people who feel most separate from you are often the ones who reflect something you haven't faced in yourself. Conflict feels personal because you're not fighting them. You're fighting the version of you that their presence awakens. The tension isn't between two isolated selves. It's between two patterns of consciousness that share more overlap than distance. And love. Love is what happens when the illusion of separation thins to the point of transparency. When another person enters your awareness so fully that your heartbeat syncs with theirs. When your breath changes because theirs did. When their joy feels like a memory inside your own chest. Love dissolves boundaries. It breaks the architecture of separation. And that's why it's terrifying. Because for a moment you stop being just you. You become a doorway. If you've ever felt that feeling, the soft dissolving of edges, name it in one word. Not for anyone else, just to hear yourself acknowledge it. Your mind tries to keep separation intact because it needs it for survival. Without it, you couldn't distinguish danger from safety, self from other, hunger from fulfillment. But somewhere along the way, the tool became the identity. The boundary became the truth. And you forgot that it was only ever meant to help you navigate the world, not to define who you are. But the cracks, in the illusion show themselves constantly. When you grieve someone deeply, the pain feels physical, not because they were separate from you, but because they lived inside you. When you remember someone suddenly, it's not memory, it's contact. When you feel the presence of a person long after they've left your life, it's not imagination. It's the echo of awareness continuing to ripple where the boundary never existed. What if every moment of connection you've ever felt was actually a moment of remembering? Remembering that your mind is not a sealed container. Remembering that your identity is not an island. Remembering that consciousness is not individual. It is shared, expressed through countless perspectives, all believing they are separate while being held inside the same silent field. Sometimes, late at night, when the world is quiet and your defenses soften, you feel this truth rise in your chest like a forgotten language. A longing you can't name. Not for a person, not for a place, but for a kind of unity that feels ancient, familiar, and almost unbearably close. It's the ache of remembering that separation was never real. There's a subtle moment I want you to notice. A moment that passes quickly, almost invisibly. It's when you sense someone thinking about you before they speak. It's when intuition feels like a message you didn't write. It's when your heart reacts before your mind understands why. These moments aren't mistakes. They're openings. Thin places where the illusion of separate selves dissolves just enough for you to feel the truth underneath. And this is where everything becomes different. If separation is an illusion, then loneliness is not the pain of being apart. It's the exhaustion of pretending that you ever were. The ache you carry inside you, the one you try to explain but never can, that is not emptiness. It is the weight of connection you haven't learned to see yet. You are not limited to the story of you. You are a pattern, a movement, a wave in an ocean that has forgotten it is water. Every thought you've ever had came from somewhere. Every feeling you've ever felt is part of a larger emotional landscape. Every connection you've ever made was not two selves touching, but one awareness recognizing itself through different forms. If you want to keep exploring questions like this, you'll find them here. Return when you feel the edges of yourself softening again, because this is only the beginning. Some truths aren't meant to be solved, they're meant to be remembered.